Matt, how do you assess last week's performance, first of all?
Definitely a step forward from which was a good away win at Jersey. I think obviously the game before that, Nottingham, we were a little bit frustrated. So to go back to Ashton Gate and put a decent performance, still lots of good but lots to work on, was a step forward.
Yeah, and how's the squad going into this weekend?
Very positive actually. We had a really good training day today. The injury situation's pretty good. The boys that have come into the squad over the last couple of weeks, like Ryan Edwards and people like that, have done a really good job when they've come in. So that makes it a more buoyant kind of work atmosphere as well. Particular credit to Ryan because he had a long spell of kind of inactivity really, same as Nick Carpenter, and what they've shown is they can come in, have a couple of chances and show their worth again. So their credibility in the squad has gone up massively, which is good for the morale of the squad, but also good for competition.
Yeah, and Tom Vandell named on the shortlist for the Player of the Month. I guess that's just testament, isn't it, to the way he started his time at Bristol? Yeah,
he started really well. There's still a lot more to come, but I think he showed in Jersey really. It's probably the glimpse that we've had of him. If you put him one-on-one in those wide channels, he finishes. That's Tom Vandell, isn't it? So let's hope we see a lot more of that.
Yeah, I guess you know what you're getting, don't you, with him in terms of, he's been there and done it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. But what I've enjoyed about him and all the players that have come into Bristol actually is, in reality, sometimes you think, they're maybe nearing kind of the latter end of their careers. What are they going to be like when they come in? But Dwayne, Tom, Gavin, they've been fantastic when they've got good professionals, good role models to the younger players, and they want to get better, which is all you can ask for.
Yeah, and that experience is key as well, isn't it? Because obviously you need the right balance in terms of bringing the youngsters on as well.
Yeah, you do. And what was pleasing at the weekend, there was a lot of current academy and ex-academy players in the side. We're a team that probably gets labelled as, definitely gets labelled as, we buy big names in and what have you, but in reality, if you look at our team sheets and squad sheets week on week, we've got a lot of Bristol players in the squad, and those Bristol players are consistent performers. People like Mosses, Tovey, Mitch Eady. I know Ollie's not from Bristol, but young lad come from Moseley. We've got a really good squad here, and it's complemented with some senior professionals and some homegrown.
Yeah, and how do you approach a game against Ealing rather?
I think the same as we approach every game that we have this year. My challenge as a coach this year, and the players' challenge is, we've just got to take each week as it comes. I know it's slightly cliched, but last week we gave Rotherham all the respect that they deserved. This week we moved to Ealing. The week after we moved to Leeds, and then come February, March, April, when our performances are building, we do the same there. We can't be looking long term, and we've got to take week to week.
Yeah, is there a danger of complacency against teams like this? I mean, they're one of the teams people would expect to be down towards the bottom of the table, aren't they? Does that ever come into your minds as coaches?
No, I don't expect them to be down towards the bottom. They've signed some really good players. They've got a good setup there. They've got a team that's full of Premiership and Championship experience. So I don't see that. I think they were a Championship team playing in National 1 last year, and they're going to be a competitive Championship team this year. So looking at the footage and what I knew before they came, they're a good side.
Yeah, and they got some familiar faces, haven't they? Not lots of former Bristol players.
Yeah, they have got some good players. Obviously, people like Tristan and Will Davis and Ian Grieve, which isn't. It's not unusual. People kind of go around on a roundabout in rugby circles. So pretty much every team we play, there's some history, but obviously with those three in particular, there's a bit of recent history. Yeah,
I mean, those players in particular, do you think, I mean, you say it before, every team seems to raise their game against Bristol, but those guys will want to put in a solid performance against their old club, won't they?
Yeah, of course they will. But again, every team that plays Bristol, because on the past 4 or 5 seasons we've been in Championship finals, we've got some players who've played at a high level. Teams think it's their chance, and individuals think it's their chance to make a name for themselves. So we've got to understand that, respect that, and make sure that our level of performance is at a kind of a suitable level. Personally, I feel our performance has been too inconsistent. Some weeks been very good, and then we'll have a 50% drop off. Our challenge is trying to put in consistent, 90-95% performances week on week.
Yeah, and just finally, how have you assessed Matthew Morgan's games at the World Cup?
Yeah, I was delighted that he got a start last week, and I thought he really showed himself off well. I know that he's gone into the World Cup and not tried to be something he's not. He's gone there, and I thought his last performance showed exactly what he was about. beating defenders, getting in the game. I thought him playing 10 here actually showed in the game as well. He was standing at first receiver a lot, and just delighted for him.
Yeah, good luck, Matt. Thank you.
Cheers.